We would now talk about a journey across lifespan, a journey across lifespan. So in our next session, we are going to be having Aunty Sowo Bassey to talk to us about a journey across lifespan.
How do I get myself off here so we have Aunty Sowo?
Yeah, how did it?
Hi, Aunty Sowo.
Hi, Lynn, how are you?
I'm good.
Hi, everyone. My name is Henrietta Sowo Bassey, fondly called Aunty Sowo Bassey.
Yeah, Aunty Sowo, I will do the introduction and then you will take it up from there.
Okay.
All right. Do you have slides? Do you have slides that you would share?
But for some reason, my computer wasn't making, so I have you on here. I'll just talk about
Of
it.
course. All right. So we are deeply honored to be joined by Aunty Sowo Bassey. She is the founder of Junior's Place of Hope. Her journey started as a mother and spans through her lifespan of autism, from early childhood through adolescence and into adulthood. Aunty Sowo reminds us of a truth that is often overlooked. Autism does not end after early intervention. Families continue navigating transitions, uncertainties, and evolving needs long after childhood services fade away. She speaks with honesty about endurance, about resilience, and unconditional love. Her story reflects the long term commitment families make, often with diminishing support as the children grow older. Through her work, she has created spaces of hope for families who once felt abandoned by systems that did not plan beyond childhood. She speaks not only of challenges, but also of growth, of strength, and the importance of community across every life stage. This session emphasizes that support must evolve over time, and that dignity, opportunity, and guidance are just as critical in adulthood as they are in early childhood. Aunty Sowo, if you're ready, you can take it from here.
Thank you very much. Yes, I said my name is Henrietta Sowo Bassey, fondly called Aunty Sowo Bassey. I'm originally from Sierra Leone, West Africa. I migrated to the United States in 1988, but I go to Sierra Leone every year. I'm a widow, and I have 3 kids. My second son have autism. His name is Junior. He's 35 years old now. When Junior was diagnosed at the age of 3, I'm a registered nurse also. Even though I was a nurse, I wasn't prepared for that because the only knowledge I knew about autism were the severe cases that they bring to the hospital or in the mental institution. And they had a mental institution that was just 15 minutes from my home. And when we go there as nurses, I knew what I saw. And for them to diagnose my son with autism, it's almost like they just made a death sentence for me. Because in 1993, 90s, not much was known about autism, and we did not talk about it. And I did not know any African who had an autistic child. And of course, when I told my family back home, they said it is witchcraft. It's somebody that is doing something to me because of my husband loves me. It's my in-laws. It's this my family members that I did not like. So everything was going, and we were doing all the prayers. They were praying for me in every church. And some of my family members, we are Muslim, we are praying for me. We are making kola nuts. They were doing everything, thinking that we just make the autism go away. I cried and cried and cried because the effect it has on us, there was so much effect it has on us, even as family. My husband will cry, crying for the son he thought he will have, but he did not have. I was crying like, what did I do as a mother? Even the pediatrician at that time did not even know much about autism. She just knew the basic. So after crying and crying, and just know I was working, I had a 4-year-old daughter also who needed me. So after crying, we just stopped and say, you know what, let us see what we'll do. So we went, they did all the testing and everything. They diagnosed him with autism. And while we are crying in the autism thing, my son was diagnosed also of seizure disorders. He was having grand mal seizures every day. So just imagine you have your child, you have just trying to even calm him down, then he have a seizure. So you are dealing with two major things that you are not prepared your whole life for. So it was depressing. It was almost like overwhelming. I know I couldn't do it by myself. So we brought my sister from Africa to come help me for a few months. Then she went. Then my mother-in-law came. Then she went. So we are bringing family members from Africa to assist us. But after all of that, my son started going to school. He was getting physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, every therapy that you can think of in addition to neurological visit for his seizures. Now we are now dealing with so many medications. But all of that, I was still thinking, oh my God, I don't see any hope because he was so aggressive and he was not talking. Because he was talking in the beginning at the age of 2 and he just went mute. I had videos of him singing, Mama, good boy, and he just went mute. And of course, even though I was a nurse, I refused to accept it or believe because I was thinking this is a phase. So he started going for therapy, then he started going to school. He was kicked out of few schools because of the aggression. But finally, we got a school where one of the teachers just fell in love with my son and said, oh my God, he's so cute, he smiles good. And she was willing to work. And the state told him if she's willing to work because they confronted me when he was like 8. If we cannot find a school, the best bet would be maybe we'll put him in this institution. And I told my husband, I said, I think my stay in America is over because I'm going to go back to Africa with my son. But nobody's going to take him away from me. So just imagine at that phase, you making decision that I'm going to go back to Africa and leave my husband. I'll take my kids, but nobody's going to institutionalize my child. So we started that hard work of working with our son, and we finally got him, the behavior therapy got him into a stage so good, and I thank them every day. They will come with me at home, they'll go with me in church, and they will teach me. And some of the things, like right now, we sit down and I laugh about it because when we used to go to church, he would just look at somebody, take off their wig and throw it, or take their purses and throw it, and you see things going down the aisle, and you are standing there more horrified. And I'll go down picking things just all the time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's autistic. I'm so sorry. And we did all of that. So the behavior therapist actually even took me to the mall because we had a mall. Anytime we passed through that mall, my son was going, he want to go up the escalator. Even if I'm in a rush, if I say no, he will pinch me, bite me, pull my hair, and will fall on the floor. So the therapist said, the behavior therapist said, we have to go to the mall and I'll show you what to do. And I was mortified. I begged her, please, wherever we can go, let us go. Don't take me to that mall. But we went to the mall and she showed me what to do. And she said, if he says he's going to do this, what you need to do is go. We're going to take him and do behavior therapy here. And I'm looking, everybody standing at the store watching us. They stood at the store watching us doing behavior therapy. And that time it was the holding therapy. So she said, if he starts biting you, sit down on the floor, you hold him. Let him sit in front of you, put your arms around him and hold him. And everybody in the store was now looking at us and they called security on us. And they called this security. The lady said, okay, the therapist said, we'll go outside. And she grabbed my son, and he was big. She grabbed him, put him over the shoulder, and she's running out of the store with my son. People thought she was kidnapping because she was white. My son was black. Everybody started screaming at Yuma, and people were rushing on her, and I'm behind her running. She's not kidnapping him. She's not kidnapping. She's helping me. Please, I thought the woman will never come back. But the woman went, and she said, it's okay. I've done this before. And I came home, I cried all night. I told my husband, I don't think that lady is going to come back because of the embarrassment. But to move forward, after all of the therapy helps us a lot. Speech therapy helps a lot. And he had his first word at the age of 8. There's the mama. And it's almost like the cloud have just opened for me with the joy. He started saying, mama. Then I became also his teacher at home. I refused to accept that he will never talk. They said, do you want to give him a computer, a laptop or something? I said, no, this boy is going to talk. I'm going to do everything. Whether it's what denial I was in, it's okay, but I'm going to try. So I started sitting, I'll make the computers I have, I will start making like baby books. And since he loves singing, I'll make I will clap. So he started enjoying it. I saw he started enjoying. I started repeating everything we are saying. I told my husband, it's working. So he started repeating, then his vocabulary increased. And when he was about 12, we finally got the seizure under control because they got him a new medication, Trileptal, that helped. And since then, he hasn't had any seizures, but he still takes the medicine. So we praise God that that one was under control. And by the time he was 12, 13, the behavior has minimized in a way that if he starts, I'll just look at him, then I just, breathe, then he'll start breathe. So even now you can, people that watch our videos, if he's doing something, I look at him, you say, breathe, they start breathing. So the behavior, and that's why I tell people, most people don't believe in behavior therapy, but I can testify that that's what saved our son. Because if he was in, I don't think he would be living at home with us today. Because at the age of 5, that boy will beat. So that boy they are so strong. He will pull my hair, beat me, bite me, kick me. So if he was now he's 35, he will be in this house. I know that. But doing all of that, he helped a lot. And even during these times, we go to Sierra Leone every year. Every year I go. And when we go, family are looking at that, and people tell me, Auntie Sowo, your son, this boy is the devil. And we have medicine. If they do it, he will start talking and he'll behave normally. So if they don't want to hear the word autism, it's a lie. I'm saying I'm covering up something. So during one of those visits that we visit, we started noticing that there are children in Africa also who look like my son. So I started looking and I'm telling my son, but none of our family members or people in the neighborhood will listen to me. Every year I go, I tell my son, that boy look like autistic. And they say, oh no, that woman, her husband married another child, another woman, is that lady. Because this woman have a son. So she did something to that son. So that's when we become like that. But I knew from my medical background and what I have learned through the therapists, the professionals here, I know what they are saying is wrong. But I cannot come straight and tell them it's wrong. Because I'm from Africa, I know you cannot tell them it's wrong. You have to prove that it's wrong. So on one of those visits, I was sitting there and they saw a boy that was autistic. He was going, anytime he come, they would splash water on him. I was so terrified. So I went to the neighbors and told them, don't do that. He's not crazy. They say, you don't know, he will just come and start making his hand like this and making a lot of noise. So I told them, I say, Junior does that. They say, no, Junior is, I say, he does that just like now. It's under control. When I look at him, he'll put his hand down. If we're in church, he start making, I'll just look at him, I smile. Then he put his hand down and breathe. So he knows. I said, but that's autism. So I started small, talking to our communities, teaching them, talking to the women and the mothers, but the fathers will not listen. I'm not making any sense to them. So finally, in 2016, I went and called some family members and some ladies that I went to my high school with. I told them, I said, I want to do an autism awareness walk. I said, we can just walk and I want to go teach people about autism, talk to them about autism. So these ladies joined me and we went and we started talking to the neighbors. I went to the hospitals. I went to the clinics. I went to the schools. I went everywhere people gather, even in marketplaces. So we started, every year I do this. I was doing it until 2018. I decided I'm going to open a place where children with autism and other special needs can come and spend a day in a structured environment. Well, the obstacles I got was, number one, parents were not buying into it. They did not believe these children can learn anything. They did not believe these children are going to amount to anything. And I told them it is free. You don't have to give any money. These children can just come. Let us teach them basic functional skills. That's all I want them to function in society. And even though I had a beautiful place and everything, we just had 8 kids. They couldn't. So I told my staff, it's okay. I am from Africa. If we do something and these kids prove us right, people are going to bring those children. And that's correct. In 3 months, the kids that were just slapping people were now sitting in one place, because we were fortunate to have a Sierra Leonean who is a BCBA in London. She has her own practice in London that volunteered her time. She said, I will donate my own time to come and train your staff, work with the kids, and I'll be doing online in-services for them. I said, oh my God, we can do this. So she came because she usually come to Sierra Leone to see her family. She came and spent 3 days working with the kids, training the staff. Then once a month, she'll do an in-service and train the staff and work. So if the staff have an issue with a student, they will videotape it and send it to her. Then she'll call them and do a video and show them what to do. So since now we have our BCBA, I also did autism specialist program. Then I also went and did behavior therapy certification. So now I said, with my little knowledge and me raising Junior, everything I've learned from all these professionals put together, I said, we can do this. So we started working with these kids. Then within 3 months, the turnaround came. The ones that you have in the severe behavior, we are now controlled, and they'll have behavior maybe once a day. Maybe just pinch somebody. As you say, don't do that, they'll say sorry. So we started seeing this, and their neighbors started seeing this. The word started going on. After the 3 months, we had 20 students. People were now bringing kids from the different towns. And the first thing they asked me, do they have a house here for them? So my goal to them was, my goal is not to come have like a house where we live, you dump these children. Because I noticed in Africa, most of the places, they just go dump them and there's no improvement in the kids. So I told them, no, Junior wasn't dumped somewhere. He lived with me. And I know we can do this. So most of them that we are not interested, they took their kids back, but the over 23 stayed now. So we started working with them. And I told the parents, Junior was always there with me. I take Junior, and those that used to see me bringing Junior when he was small started getting encouragement, because they have seen how Junior was now. He will sit in one place. They will see a few minutes. He will do this, but he will sit and he will listen, and his speech, he have more vocabularies now. He will say things. So they started getting encouraged. And while they were being encouraged, they started passing the word on. So when the neighbors were seeing them, then I started going into the churches. I went to the churches. One day I'm sitting in one of the church. Then I saw one of the ushers have a kid that have autism. They kick him out of the church because he makes too much noise. Then when people are going for communion, if he goes to communion, they pull him and he'll be wailing. They drag him out. So I went and I told the steward, don't kick him out. I said, that is how I make him. Maybe he want to sing. Go put him where the choir is at the back. If anytime they are singing, that's when he make the noise. Get a chair for him there and have a cookie or something, you give it there. Then I told the priest, I said, if he come for communion, always have bread. He just want to do what people are doing. Cut the bread and give him instead of communion. They started doing that and he will be so happy. Anytime he go, the little boy that is standing next to the priest, the ushers will give bread to him. They will give him and he will smile and he walk away. So they started seeing that the noise was less, because now when he's singing the choir, when they are singing, he will just make it. So they will tell them, when they are singing, you sing. So I tell him, when we sing, you sing. When we don't sing, we quiet. He say, okay, okay. So we saw that the adaptation, when we start trying to bring them together, accommodation, you accommodate them, make small changes. It makes a big difference. So when I went, I taught in that church, they did. The other churches started asking me to go. Anytime I go, somebody say, can you come to our church and show them? So we started doing it also. Another boy was there. He just had Down syndrome, but also they were kicking him out. When they went now, he was doing. Then the other I went to the church. Later, he became an usher. And the good thing about it was during the Ebola. Being autistic, he is very proper and stick to the points. So they told him, if anybody come, if they don't wash their hand, don't allow them to enter the church. So giving an autistic person an instruction that you stand at that door and make sure everybody wash their hand. The pastor was telling me, he said that was the best thing that he saw. Anybody that come, he said, wash hand. If he say no, enter. No enter. So everybody that came, he will stand in front of the church, wash hand. So they saw that even though He was autistic. He won't do most of the other thing, but there's something good that he can do. So they started loving him in the church. He's an usher. And when people come, if the pastor is preaching, people are supposed to stand outside. So he stand at the door. No go, no go, no go. And they don't know. And nobody was fighting. Nobody was insulting me anymore. So even though our children cannot do certain things, there are certain things they can do. We just need to find out are they good at? What can they do that will help them? So when we are now at JPO is increasing now. Today we have 65 students. And out of those 65, one of them was able to get married to another special need person who have a hearing impaired and some intellectual disability. They have 2 kids now. And she still come to JPO. And we hired his wife as a cook. She helps the cook in the kitchen just to give them funds for their children. And they live with their mom. Because at first I was thinking, oh, we can help him. We open a little petty marketplace, a little shop that just the ones the bill is stick in Africa that he was working on. But what happened was, because his wife was also intellectually disabled, all the food they have there, they ate all the toffees, all the biscuits, they eat everything. So I asked them, why did you eat it? She said, I was hungry. So we knew, okay, this is not going to work. Let us bring the wife and give her something to do. And their little boy, 3-year-old, is now in the elementary school that we opened in the compound. So all the family, we are helping all of them. And his husband is still at JPO. So they are now the support staff that help the other kids in the school. So these other kids now, we had 3 of them. They got so well that we have to transition them to regular schools. They went at first, the transition was very, very bad for them. They did not have the support because they have no special education school in the whole of the Southern province. JPO is the only one. So when they take them to the private schools send them back to JPO because they are not equipped. So we started working now, how are we going to help these children that have transitioned? Then I thought about it. I said, maybe we shall open our own primary school, even if it's a private primary school for other non-thing, but our children can transition. Then we have the support staff on the campus that can just go into that building and help them. So we open Tender Loving Care pre and elementary school on the campus. So most of our kids now, like we have 2 of them that are in that school now that are functioning at normal level. Because anytime they have issue, our staff will just go to them and they sit and work with them. And the others that are improving, we take them 1 hour a day to the elementary school, they work, then they come back. We transition them slowly. So the parents saw that, and eventually, finally, when these kids improved, the fathers accepted the children. We got the dads to get involved. We made the dads now become part of the parent-teacher group. So the dads will be the ones that encouraging other dads because they can testify their child was like this, he wasn't talking, he was fighting. Now he's in primary school, he's doing well with the normal children. So that is what we get. For do this, we have to involve every part of the community with no government assistance. Because when I went, they wanted me to go open this school in the capital city. They said, oh, if you open this capital city, making a private school, you get a lot of money. I said, my goal is not for money. When I bring my son to Sierra Leone, he has nowhere to go. Because when I come, I see these other kids. If my child was born in Sierra Leone, he is going to be the same as everybody else. You're going to treat him the same like these children. We need to change the narrative. We need to change the mentality. And we need to create a safe place for these children. So we started working again with the other schools. I finished with the pastors. I finished with the schools. Now it was the community leaders. I went to the mosque. I talked to the imam. And the good thing is, my father's side, all of them are Muslim. My mother's side, they are all Christians. So, and you know, in Sierra Leone now, we have religious tolerance. If my friend is married in the mosque, we all go there. If we are married in the church, the Muslims all go there. So we all blend in very well. We have no problem. Muslims attend Christian schools. So it is very well, they do it very well. So it was very easy for me for them to accommodate me because they've known me growing up in the community and they know what I have done for them. I went to school in Sierra Leone. So we started talking to the mosque people, and because the men, since the men dominated places, so the men were the one I was talking to. So I started telling them their wives were not responsible for the children they have, because most of the problems we are having was the men blamed the wives, that their other wives did not have autistic children, that they don't give birth, their gene don't give birth to autistic children. So the mothers were blamed. The mothers were sent out of their marriages. The mother-in-laws were blaming, the sister-in-laws were blaming the wife. So I had to start with the husbands. We start with the husbands. We encourage them. Do not, what I learned, you cannot force it down their throats. You have to prove. And since now I have testimonies, I have proven that these kids can be function and become functional. They may not be able to go to college, but they can be useful at home. So the grandmothers will come say, now that boy, he's not the one who do laundry at home. He's the one that helped me draw water from the well. So the word started going around in the communities, in the neighborhoods, in the city. So people now started bombarding us. They'll bring, we say, no, enough for this semester, because we want to make sure we settle with these ones before we move to accepting new ones. So then we started seeing the growth these kids were doing. And now that they are seeing these children are transitioning in the elementary school and doing well, now the parents now are involved. They come and say, what can I do? What can we do? So we started making, and now we brought the whole family. We brought the other wives, the sister wives. We brought everybody and started teaching them. So I turn it around to them. I say, it may not be autism or something, but I want you to know, what if your child have this? What if your child just have seizures every day and somebody blame you for it? It's not you. So the other wives started playing into it. I started getting them. Then we started getting that whole family. So most families were now involved, and they all became support system for each other. So I got the neighbors getting involved, because they are the ones that used to throw stones at these boys. So I got the neighbors become almost like my own support system. I used my son to get compassion from them. So I went to them, I showed them Junior. I said, look at Junior, you guys like Junior, right? You know what I do for you, right? I want you guys, the love you have for Junior, to show the same love for these kids. What do you do? If you see anybody bothering them, especially, I know in Africa, they have the youth, the young men that everybody will be afraid of, and they will do something. So I add the youth. You guys have to be now like my police. Support these children, protect them, and make sure if anybody is trying to fight them, tell them, no, they are not crazy. They are just sick. So they became our protectors. Whenever the bus stops, the youths will come and stand by the bus to get this child out of the bus to make sure he reach home wholly. And I saw that this one is not just work for one person, it's the whole community. We have to join the whole community. And nobody can say they love you if they don't love your child. If people are inviting you, they cannot invite your child. That means they don't actually care for you. I don't go. Even here in America, when I was working, I tell them, you cannot invite my daughter and not invite me and my son. I will not allow my daughter to go. So everywhere my daughter was invited, I go with my son, because I have to teach them. You have to accept them, because if it was your child, I will welcome them in my home. So we started teaching that the same thing in Africa. If you have a sister that will say, hey, don't come here, your child make too much noise, that is not your sister. So we started involving the whole community and the whole town. Now when Junior go, everybody's waiting from the airport in Sierra Leone. Hi, Junior. Hi, Junior. He's become like our celebrity. Then the turnaround came when Junior was now becoming a support staff in the school. Junior will come, he will enter the class, and you can just see chills will go up my sky. Junior stand and the kids will be quiet immediately. As Junior enters the room, they all stand up. Hi, Uncle Junior. And I'll just be bawling, because I never knew my son will be in a place where kids will call him uncle in a school. So Junior will go. I know in Africa, most of the kids have never played with Legos. He will go sit there showing them how to play Legos. So even those of us here, you think your child cannot be appropriate or will not be able to do, you don't know. Even in Africa, they can support other children that have special needs. My son will show them how to do Legos. He will show them, hold their hand, how to write A, how to write B, because he had learned it already. I've been teaching him. So even though your child is there, don't just think your child cannot do anything. If you have a little child now, start with just baby books. Start with baby books, show them. Even if they are not saying words, Junior, when he wants to say juice, he used to say, ooh, ooh. They will clap. Junior, you said, ooh, ooh. They will say, did you mean juice? Did you mean juice? They will all clap. And all the family members will join in, will all clap. And we started doing it as a family, as a house. We'll all sit down and sometimes we'll play card. One. The rapper say two, and Junior will start saying, one. They'll all clap. He just like the clapping. So we'll all say two. Every little thing that you can do. If with colors, what I did with Junior with colors, I just bought different cups with different colors. And I just saw the club, blue, and it's a boo. Then we all clap. So even those of you who are parents whose children are not talking, do not give up. Get things that they can identify. If you're in Africa, you don't have all the fancy things here. You can take a little cardboard, make a little cardboard and just make red and use that little cardboard and just say red. Maybe this whole month is just red you are going to be talking about until he can say. Even if he says red, you clap for them, the mere fact that they are making the sound. That's what I learned from our specialists, from the professionals, that anything they say, it's communication. So you make them learn how to say these sounds, how to do this, and even the bathroom, for us to potty train him, he used to love candies, those little M&Ms. So they taught me that for me to get him the M&M, I say, if you go and pee in the toilet, I'll give you M&M. So for that M&M, he'll go every second he was going to the bathroom. Then I say, no, you actually have to pee in the toilet. So when he we give you M&M. So he knew now if he pee in his underwear, I won't give him M&M. So he will go and say, good boy, candy, good boy, candy, good boy. So we have to go see. And that's the same thing we did with the toileting. That's how we got him potty trained. We have to use something that is of value. Because if your child is not interested in TV, you cannot say, I will not make you watch TV. It doesn't bother them. You have to make something that is meaningful to them. So for Junior, what I did, and even the kids at JPO, what I did was, we took something that is meaningful. That's what we use as the reward. So we know most of them like to have lunch because that's what encourages them. Because most of those kids that are at JPO, they don't have meals at home. They live with their grandparents. Like most African countries, when the young girls give birth to a child that have disability, they send them to the grandma in the village or somewhere. So most of the grandmas, these kids, they live with their grandparents. Even if it's raining, they'll make sure they come to school just so they can have a meal. So I know the meal alone attracted these parents, that at least if their children come there, they're going to have meal. That's what attracted them more. The meal, and make sure the boss, they don't have to pay transportation. Because people were asking me, why are you doing for free? I said, it's not that I just have money. I want to help these people, but I know if we don't have transportation means to bring them to this school, they are not going to come. The amount of money they will spend, that is a full day's food for transportation to pick them up and drop them. And definitely, you cannot put an autistic child on top of an Okada by themselves. They need somebody there, and the parents don't have the money. So giving them food in the school encouraged the parents to send the children. So for the food alone. So when these children are there now and Junior working with them, the parents are now encouraged because I'll call them to come see what Junior was doing. Because they saw him when we used to come, he hold his ear all the time and biting. And then seeing him now sitting in one place, actually helping another child, was a big encouragement for them and hope. That's why we named the school Junior's Place of Hope. And I told them, you give me hope. Together we can all change the world. I gave them hope, they gave me hope, and now we are changing the world one child at a time. And if you are home, if you are a parent, you need to be involved. You cannot depend on just the therapist. A behavior therapy can come and work with your child 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. It is not their responsibility for the next 23 hours to be with your child. They teach us. When they come, they are teaching us what we can do when they are not there. But what I notice, most parents think is the behavior therapist will make sure these children are not misbehaving at home anymore. They give us tools. The speech therapist gave me tools, what to do to encourage my son. That is, continue talking to him, involve him in conversation, let him be saying things. But if we as parents, if these people bring their children or they are teaching us, but we do not respond to what they are teaching, we are not going to succeed. So the journey is not a journey, it's a journey of a lifetime. Now, Junior is 35. He lives with me. But I have taught him to be self-sufficient. I taught him even his medications. I would sit down and he put his medication in his medication cups. Because I know one day I'm not going to be around. I don't want him to be a burden on his siblings. And the main thing as parents that we have to remember, we are not going to be there forever for our children. If we don't prepare them to be at least functioning, that if they can stay with our friends or anybody we choose, that if something happens or they will change, those children are going to suffer. They will not end well. So when they are small, that's why it's very, very imperative that we use the services that they can offer us. If you have behavior therapy, use it. If you don't have behavior therapists, the behavior therapists that are posting things, if you live in a village or somewhere, watch those instead of watching YouTube videos, just Nigerian movies and other things. Watch those videos of people teaching us what to do with our children. There are free services on YouTube. Watch it if you are not in an area where you can afford a therapist. Watch those videos. They even have videos on speech therapy if you're in an area that you don't have any speech therapy in your area. That's what we did. We didn't have a speech therapist. So what I did was I went and took all of those things on YouTube and they sit down with the parents and we watch it. You have to do everything in your power to help your child to function. Function means they can feed themselves. They can go to the bathroom by themselves. They can wash themselves. They can dress themselves. Even if they are not talking, if they are able to do things, whoever is going to assist them, they'll be of minimal assistance to them. Like my son, we have to call for prescription for him. But if I bring it, he can do it. I can cook. He cannot use the stove because his tolerance to pain is so high. He doesn't have the concept of danger. He can see fire and he will just smile. Even though he's functioning well in other areas, some areas, he still has some mental disabilities in some of areas. So even though he's there, but if he see fire, he will just sit down and laugh. If water is dripping from the wall, he will just sit down and laugh. So I'm really pleading to parents, please work with your children so that they can function so that when you pass tomorrow, they will not be a burden to people or they will not suffer. Because these are the children that we see suffering because they did not give them behavior therapy, speech therapy, and other therapies when they were younger. Now, when they are adult, they are beating their parents, slapping them, doing everything. But Junior, when he started, he was small. By the time he was like 10 years of age, we've already conquered that. So he was not doing those behaviors anymore. And from that time, he has never done that. He doesn't hit anyone. When he's upset, he will just stand like that. And I look at him, then he go to his room. I say, Junior, breathe. I know you are upset. You have a right to upset, but it's okay. You can go. Thank you very much. God bless us. And just know you are not in this alone. We always here. If you want to get hold of me, I'm on Facebook. You can contact me. I'm on WhatsApp. You can send me messages. We can talk. I can give you little things that I do with Junior that worked. I'm always here. We are in together. Thank you all very much for giving me the opportunity to share my story and to share what we have done. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Aunty Sowo. It was this was very energetic and very reassuring that there is hope. There is hope that
there is.
And the basic thing is to ensure that we teach them to be self-sufficient because
exactly.
you cannot be there forever. You cannot be there for them forever.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Wow, thank you so much, ma'am. We have some questions for you. Binta says, how does the autism journey change as children grow into adulthood? How does the journey change as they grow into adulthood?
Well, for me, when Junior was small, they're in elementary school and everything. Then for us, when they become 18, they graduate from the high school in the United States. Then when they are 18, from there, they go to post-secondary school. That's another 4 years. Then when they become 22, then they are out. Now they have to go to either, if they are able to work, they go work, or like my son now, he couldn't work, so he goes to a day program. In California now, our day program, the state pays for all of those. So, and the thing about us in California, I don't know about other states, even his speech therapy, behavior therapy, we didn't pay anything regardless of your income. They are entitled to it. So they provided all the services for him free of service. The only thing we are paying out of pocket extra was speech therapy. So in addition to the speech therapy the state was paying for, we went and got him a speech therapy that we will pay for him to go twice a week. But the journey changes, their needs, now they are becoming adolescents. So they are becoming more like, if it's the girls, the hormones have changed. If the boys, like Junior started more, I would see him like playing with himself. He will come in the living room, I'll just see him with his privates, and then I'll tell him, no, we don't do that here. You go to the bathroom. So I started teaching you go to the bathroom. Whenever now, he will see, if you see he's having an erection, he will run to the bathroom. It's a bathroom, bathroom. He go to the bathroom. So you have to teach him. And with the girls, what we notice at JPO, you have to teach them about sexual assault. Because anytime they feel, everybody know, they touch your breast, you feel good, they think that person love them. Anything that people do that make them feel good, that's their friend. So we have to teach our students at JPO about good touch and bad touch. So with the sexual things, and in most of the things you start, even my friends, some of them, they go after the boys. And when they go to this home, some of them, they are the ones that come to the boys. And some of them, they have people assaulting them. Some of them assault them because the kids don't report, because they think it's good. So we started teaching the kids about touching. So you teach your child. And as they grow older, you can really see, like Junior used to come and sit every time for me. But as he was becoming an adolescent, he started detaching. He doesn't come. He only come now at 8 o'clock when we are watching at the games or his soccer or basketball. But other than that, he go watch his own show. He'll go sit down in the guest room and watch TV. So you start seeing your child is not clingy to you anymore as they become adolescent. They need their own space. So you can really see they are like typical teenagers. And that's why even their behavior, if they have behavior as typical as teenagers, when you say no to them, you see they start acting up. And Junior will get upset. But those are the things you have to know. They are no different than other normal children. But their needs change. So now you are not dealing with a child. You're dealing with an adult. And even though he's an adult, he doesn't talk. I still encourage him to tell me what he wants. You go pick what you want. So with his lunch, he picks what he wants. He decides what he wants. Before I would tell him, what are you going to take for lunch? He wait for me to prompt him. Now I say, no, you big man, go make your own lunch. And he will go tell me what he wants. So you start detaching them from the child and start making him. And I teach him, listen, for myself. Since my husband died in 2024, he's home with me. I know there'll be a time maybe I'll pass out or something. So I teach him on our alarm. If mama is sick, he press the ambulance. If he see fire, he press the fire. Then I taught him about medication. I taught him about all my medicine. So I started teaching him, if I'm having chest pain, he will go bring my nitroglycerin. I say chest pain, medicine under mama tongue, he brings it. If I'm having migraines, he know my migraine medicine. He will look in my bag and give me. So even though your children cannot talk, don't think they are stupid. They are very intelligent. They are very, very intelligent. Teach them basic things. Let them know why they are taking their medications. You may think they don't know. Junior, he doesn't know, but I said it's seizure. But he's not recollecting, because by the time the seizure stopped, when he started really growing up, he will not remember. But I say seizures. So teach them little things about themselves. Why are they taking that medicine? Talk to them like you talk to a normal person. Because I see most parents, they talk to the children as if they are crazy or they are not. Talk to them, explain to them. They may not understand everything, but the basic one, they will understand.
Wow. The basic one, they will understand.
Yes.
Talk to them. And just like you said, that it's a whole community affair.
Yes.
It's a collective thing. So Oluwaseun is asking, what types of support do families often lose access to over time? Like, what kind of support do they often lose access to? As a child grows, what kind of access do they lose access to over time?
Well, with my son in the elementary school, by the time I had to fight for speech in the high school, but after that, there's no more speech therapy for them. There's no more behavior therapy. There's no more occupational therapy. By the time they are going to high school, they don't have those anymore. You have to pay out of pocket or do it. So they don't give those anymore for them. And as they become 18, I was telling people in Facebook, you start looking for conservatorship. Conservatorship is for you to be the guardian of your child, even though you've been taking care of your child all your life. The moment they become 18 in America, the government can give them disability checks every month when they become 18. So for them to give them, they are going to, you say, okay, I want to be the person in charge of this money they are giving my child. The government want to know about you and everybody that live in your house. They are going to investigate you. They investigate your husband. They investigate your children. Anybody living in your house, they investigate. then you have to go to the court. You file those papers, you go to the court, but before you go, they have a doctor that will examine your child and say this child actually needs a conservator because he is not able intellectually to do something. So you go and the judge will grant you your conservatorship. So they grant you the conservatorship that you do. Then they will be putting money in your son's account. And that's one also, even though Junior was just getting 800 because he lived with us and we are not charging him rent. So some other people, they live with their aunts and others, so they say they are charging them rent. So their money is small, but we don't charge Junior rent. So the money is there, 800 every month. But what we did was, at the end of the month, every month, I'll go take that money and go put it somewhere else because the money in that account should not be more than 2,000. You have to return it to the government. That means you don't need it. So if you ever where a conservator, they are giving money to your child, make sure that money is there. At the end of the month, as they deposit, you take it out. Go put it somewhere else under another name. Don't put your son's name there. Even if you have a trust or something, do not leave your house to your son. Because what people don't know, if you leave your mom, like our children now, we are paying medical insurance for him, but the moment he became a disabled now, when he got his Medicare was paying for everything. So if you leave a house to your child when you die, government will sell that house and take every penny that they have spent on that child. And people don't know that. People don't know. I even have a friend whose brother was disabled and his parent died and left the house. So his brother was living in the house, but under the brother's name. And when the brother died, the sister thinking they was just because she was doing all the repairs on the house and everything. She thought they would give the house to her. But the government told her, no, since this boy was 10 years of age, he was on track. We've been doing everything. Just imagine the man was in his 50s. The government took all that money. So do not leave your child on that name. You can write a will and tell your daughter or your siblings that house, the proceeds, all that is for my child, but don't put their name on any property that you have because they will go after that property.
Wow.
They'll go after these things that you have. You can make your trust and you can put something there and you can write things like my trust is there. My daughters, I told her it's in my will that this house will be for Junior. He can always live here. They can bring somebody to care for him here to live here. But I did not put Junior's name on the list. His name is in my name. So if something happened, if God forbid anything happened to Junior, the house can go to my children. But those are the things we have to learn. People don't know that. Some other people, they say, I just have one child. I'll just put their name on all my properties. But if that child is getting anything from the government, you will have to refund everything. And that's why they make that most of those that are disabled, they have property. They don't get much from the government because they see that they have assets. Their parents left lots of assets for them. So people have to be aware of those and do it. If you have children that you trust, if you have somebody that you trust, you can make a will. It is be under your name, leave it under your name and just write there. Leave everything in your name and just write something that this happened, use this house, my child can stay in that name, but leave it in your name. But don't put it under your special needs child's name.
Wow, that is an eye-opener.
Mm-hmm.
The final question for this is from Hassan. Hassan said, what should communities understand about lifelong autism support? What should communities understand about support?
For support, we'll talk about America or in Africa. In Africa, what you need to do is you need to bring that child to the community. Bring your child to church or to the mosque, wherever you are. Let your child be part of that community. You become part of the community, then the community can become part of him. You cannot exclude your child in a home and you hide in them, then community come to you. Bring your child. If you are the parents, like your child is now an adult or even a young child, come in, bring them and teach them. It starts with the little children. Little children are more supportive than adults. When I used to take Junior, the little kids that I would tell them, I say, Junior doesn't talk. I'll just make basic sense. I say he's not well, he's not talking, but he likes to play. You can play games with him and everything. And they all started playing like the TikTok, so they play in Junior love and sit and watch them. You involve them. So the children were not afraid of him. At first, when he did that, they were afraid of him. So I put them down and explained, don't be afraid. He's not doing anything to you. He's just like excited because he cannot talk. That's how he does that. So start with the children. Your neighbors' children, come and sit down. I will do this. And this is what, explain to them in simple language. Don't make big talk. Junior, my child is not well, but he's not bad. He just, when he get upset because he cannot tell us what we want. So he asked this, how can we do so that he can feel better? These children will come up with answers that you may not even recognize. If they are adults, start bringing them to every meeting, things that you come to. If they are going to games, take them along. Let them see what happened. But I see people who have children who are special needs. They go to games, they go to sports, they leave them there. Like last year, we need the 4 sports, the special needs sports in Sierra Leone, in Bo. People were crowd, people were coming. Even the ladies who have centers in the capital city came. They were crying. They said they've never seen it. Those children, the parents were crying. This is the first time they have participated in a sport for a child that have autism or Down syndrome or other disability. Because we wanted to make that they are normal. They can do normal things that other children do. So they saw them running, carrying batons, filling the baskets, and people were just overwhelmed. They've never seen it because when they see these children on the street, they think they are crazy. And now, when they started dressing, they don't walk around the streets anymore. They see, I even do like fashion shows. I put it on Facebook. People are seeing my kids going around doing these kids that we are wandering in the neighborhood. They stand like that. They dress nicely. And they are just overwhelmed. We have to include them. Don't leave them out. So that is how you can get your community to know it's a lifelong term. They don't know. You have to show them. You don't tell them. Show them. Bring your children. Show them that this child is like your child. The only thing, you cannot talk. And people will embrace them. The moment they understand each other. People that know Junior now, wherever I go, people love Junior. I take him to my high school reunions when I go to Maryland. All the old girls from Africa are all dancing with Junior because he loves to dance. But they will not do that in the beginning because they were scared of what that Junior has been the first one that they are actually seen and touched of an autistic child. All of them just know the pictures that we see. So encourage people, encourage your neighbors, start small steps. Start with even your own family. Don't go to your neighbors yet if your own family don't accept your child. Because that is what happened in Africa. The wife that have the child with special needs are the ones the in-laws don't like. Start with your family. Tell them, this is my blood. This is my child. This is my son. I will love your child no matter how it is. This is just a thing, but he can still do things for us. Start teaching your child to function. The moment they see your child is functional, people will start relaxing because they know he can do things. He can go get water from the tap for himself or draw water from the well or do his own laundry. People are going to embrace it. This is just like our children. So it is in the hands of the parents to make their children function so that they can be accepted into society.
Wow. What a way to come to an end of day one. Aunty Sowo, thank you so much. This was energetic and this is very informative. A lot. Thank you so much for taking that time.
Anytime. And thank you guys for inviting me. We are in this together. And thanks very much to Fabi and everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. So this is a way we will come to the end of day one of the forum. So as we come today, I would like to thank all of our speakers for their honesty, their expertise and generosity, and our audience for your thoughtful engagement and patience for staying with us on the call. Today's conversation reminds us that meaningful change happens when families, professionals, and communities come together.
Yes.
We look forward to continuing these conversations tomorrow for day 2 of the Autism Africa Forum. Thank you for being with us and have yourselves a wonderful day.
You too. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.